ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. You are in the meeting now. There are 3 participants in the meeting.
There you go.
We good? Chris is on.
Make sure you're not muted. Nope, you're not muted.
Who's the third person?
Somebody's probably on the
Chris.
Chris, I'm on the line.
Okay.
On the line, I have another meeting going on a different screen on the computer, so I can't use the computer audio.
No problems. We came up as a third person, that's all.
Okay.
I'd like to call the meeting to order on January 7th, 2021 at 7:35 p.m. Seating of alternates, I'd like to seat Bob Panko as a full voting member for the evening.
For Tom Sweet.
For Tom Sweet. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
Nope.
Next, approval of minutes from December 3rd, 2020.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from December 3rd, 2020 with no revisions.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Audience from citizens. I see nobody in the audience. Anybody online? Next, old business. Application 417 Wiley School Road, construction of a single family residence. John Police is here for the applicant.
This one's this is 20-10.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just add that I did this site walk for, went out there and walked the site.
We did a site walk last month with myself, Chris, John was there, Jacob was there. Bob, did you see the site by chance?
No, I have not.
But you've seen the site proposal.
I have, yes.
Okay.
There are no direct impacts to wetlands based on our proposal, and there are no activities associated with the regulated area of the brook from the septic system or that proposed house. The activities within the regulated area are for down gradient drainage for the down gradient grading, for the driveway with the wetland system that's associated with the brook to the west of the driveway. And there is activity within the regulated area in terms of grading on the easterly portion of the property where that wetlands carries stormwater and drainage from the northerly side of Wiley School Road to the south. And it basically runs along that easterly property line. We've positioned the house and septic system so that it will have no permanent impacts to either wetlands or water courses. And the runoff from the proposal from the house and the excavation associated with that, although it's close to the wetlands that's on the easterly portion of the property, it's also down gradient. So there's no chance for runoff from the house or septic area to get to that wetlands that's on the easterly side of the property. And again, those items are outside their regulated area associated with the wetlands on the west side that parallel the brook. The activity within the regulated area associated with the brook is really limited to the down gradient grading associated with the driveway construction. The driveway is placed in an area, essentially the only suitable location on the property where we can achieve sight lines on Wiley School Road based on the traffic volume on that road and the rate of speed on that road. So the driveway is really placed in the only place that we can place it to access the lot.
What's Joe got to say?
Did you hear him?
No, I didn't.
He said, what's Joe got to say?
Yeah, I took a look at it. I mean, I really don't see any issues. I don't see any, any other prudent or feasible alternatives as far as how the site's laid out. I think they did a pretty good job of getting the bulk of the development between the upland review area, above the upland review area on the wetland.
Yeah, pretty tight little spot, isn't it?
It's tight, but the best
It
part
is.
is he pushed everything up to the street, the furthest away from the river. If they pushed it in the other direction, all the water's going to run to the house. This is the most prudent approach. The uplands, wetlands is really the 2-foot pipe coming off of the town road, creating the wet spot. This is the best scenario for the wetlands, for the house, for the livability of the house not being wet, or being at the bottom of a huge runoff. I mean, John did the best job you're going to get on this lot. That's my take on it. After walking it, I mean, I would have liked to see more of a plan, but the place was horrible. It starts at the street, it drops in 2 directions. Beautiful lot. You can see the river. He's calling it a stream. He's buffered it as much as possible from the real wetlands and the water.
We took the approach that the wetlands on the easterly side of the property, which is a result of the culvert underneath the road, some stormwater runoff from the property on the north side of the road. That wetlands is, not that I want to say it's of less value, but it essentially has less value and function than the real resource that we're looking to protect, which is the wetlands associated with the river. So we did our best to keep everything outside of that wetland area and protect the resource on the lot that really warrants the protection.
Yeah, I'll add that I have no issues with the proposal. It looks good to me.
Anything you'd like to add, John?
No, I think unless somebody has a specific question, like I said, it's a beautiful lot. It's a nice size lot. It's just that we have 2 regulated areas to deal with, and we took the best approach we could to minimize impacts to the more significant resource.
Any comments, Chris?
No, like I said, I think it's well cited and there's minimal impact to the wetlands.
If there's no further inquiries, I'd be wondering, would somebody like to make a motion on this?
I'll make a motion to approve.
You're making a motion to approve 2020-10 as is?
Yes, as is.
I'll second the motion.
Seconded by Bob. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All in favor? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks for a nice job, John.
Thank you.
Yep. Catch up.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Moving on to new business. We've got a timber harvest notification on 173 Campbell Mill Road. So here's giving me a notification of timber harvest for Mike Salimi. He's the landowner. Does everybody have this report?
I do.
Okay. I guess they're gonna do selective thinning, dead wood or whatever.
Yeah, I can explain it if you want.
Wood, please.
Okay. Yeah, so this basically, this is an NRCS, National Resource Conservation Service project. As a result of a forest management plan that was written by Dubois Forestry a bunch of years ago. So what's basically going on the property, if you look at the last page, there's a cutting plan. So what they're doing through the bulk of the forest, they're just doing a thinning to weed out over mature trees, poorly formed trees, dead oaks from the gypsy moth. They're also doing a small wildlife habitat patch cut. If you look at the central portion of the property, there's kind of a cross-hatched area. So in that area there's one very small intermittent stream crossing that they have to use to get to the remainder of the property that's going to be thinned. But in that cross-hatched area, it's going to be pretty much a complete opening where it's going to be mostly clear cut. All of the logging debris and branches and slash and stuff are going to be lopped down to 3 feet for wildlife cover as part of the management plan. It's a pretty quick operation. Should be done within probably 2 or 3 weeks, just because of the small nature of the project. That's about it. So as part of the notification, what they're looking for here is a motion to deem this is a permitted use as of right under section 4 of your regulations.
So this would comply with it.
What?
This would comply with,
Yes.
okay.
You guys have any questions or?
So when's he looking at doing this, Joe?
They're looking to start probably around the middle to the end of January. The NRCS, they have a pretty tight time frame. He hasn't been able to set this up, so he's at the end of his end of the period where they have a contract. Basically, it says you have to have this done by, and I believe February is his deadline. So I actually spoke with NRCS on it, and they're all good with it.
Yeah, if this meets the intent, and NRCS is on board, I think that tells you a lot about the project.
Absolutely.
It's permitted as a right activity, so that in itself is legitimate. Somebody care to make a motion? Can I get a motion
I'll
on the
make
floor, please?
the Solomon timber harvesting project
Yes.
at 173 Campbell Mill Road, as is.
Second?
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All in favor? Motion passes. Next, correspondence. Do we have any?
No, we don't.
We have no correspondence. 9, agents report. Joe, you're up.
Yeah, everything's been pretty quiet. No existing wetland violations or anything. They've been doing some work on the lot that you guys approved for Soderquist up at 103 North Shore Road. Everything's going along good there. No worries. So that's about all that's going on. It's been pretty quiet.
good.
Any feedback from the Cipriano?
No feedback yet from him. Nope,
Okay,
nope.
So, Carl, what do we got here on this Buckley report?
The Buckley drain, we can discuss that, sure. I assume you got a copy of it, Bob, or?
I do, and I'm looking on my other screen on the computer here. I got
Okay,
I haven't read it myself, Bob. Let's bring that up to the agenda, but
well, we can go over it now. if you
we'll go
want.
over it right now. You want to take that?
Go ahead and read it if you want. Yeah, so basically in a nutshell, I did an inspection on it. They modified the existing road bed a little bit. They added a couple new water bars. They made these water bars a little more pronounced. In fact, we've gotten a few complaints that they're a little too high. They're slowing people down a little too much. They made them out of pavement millings this time, so they'll wear a little bit better. I think they'll the water will definitely not erode them, nor will the vehicles. As long as they don't tear them up with a plow, they should be pretty good. They pretty much rebuilt the entire riprap swale. They took out all the old riprap, replaced, got all the sand out of there, replaced the filter fabric, put new riprap in. They rebuilt the stone check dams that separate the different bays, all the way down. I took some photos. I tried to take photos of each bay. They also added a crushed stone filter, if you will, along the edge of the swale.
Yeah.
So that helps catch some sediment, and it also takes a little bit better beating. So I know a couple of the pictures in here, you can actually see where water was running down the road and then hitting the water bars and going, funneling it right in. We took a look at the catch basins because they were vacuumed out recently. I didn't see any accumulations of any sediment for the most part, so they're about as clean as they've ever been. I guess that's about it, really. It's clean and it's functioning.
So, Joe, after all these years, you could say this is a kind of a success?
Well, it depends who you're talking to about it, but yeah, it's, the water that's going into the pond is significantly cleaner than it was, for sure. There's definitely a lot less sediment going in.
These pictures look real nice, Joe.
They do.
I mean,
Yeah.
the stuff it's not flushing in like it was before. This is a nice, clean operation.
Yep.
I walked the site, and the additional water bars make a difference. I think it's probably the biggest improvement that was made on that little stretch of road.
Yep. That's all I have for report. So if you guys want.
I like what I see. I haven't walked it, but it's nice and clean. What more can I say?
Yeah, no, that looks really good, especially that they redid the silt barrier at the bottom and the whole works. That's Joe, just a question here anecdotally too. I know when they were doing, we looked at a thing from Griswold Town that was from their Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Commission that talked about the field that was being developed for the solar farm. What's going on across the street from that there now?
Another one.
Oh, it is
It's
another.
all, yeah, that's all part. I think that was all part of the same project. Because I recently delineated wetlands directly across the street, adjacent to that residence. The guy that runs the excavation business there.
Right.
So there's most likely going to be solar panels there, as well as the two areas across the street that they clear cut.
Okay, yeah, I didn't remember the stuff across the street being from what Griswold sent us a few years ago,
Mhm.
just to keep us advised, but there were questions in my mind about what was going on there, so, and somebody said it was solar, so. Okay, thanks for the info.
Yep, no problem.
I guess, Ken, do we have any other business discussion, anything that we missed?
Not that I know of.
Okay, hey. I'd like to make a motion to close this meeting at
53.
7:53.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I'm in favor, aye.
Aye. All
Aye.
in favor to close. Meeting closed at 7:53.
Good stuff. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks, gentlemen.
And Susan,
Thanks, Chris.
thank
Thanks,
you.
Bob.
And
See you
Susan,
next month.
thank you, Susan, for all your support, what you've done, putting those things online so we could pull those up, the displays for the meeting tonight. Good stuff. Thank you.
Out here.
Bye, Bob.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
So that's gotta go.